morning everyone. In my previous class, I had discussed different kinds of sentences. Do you remember that? In today's class, I'll revise those sentences and you can be perfect by listening to this class and you can answer to my questions before I give answers to those questions. So, first question, how many types of sentences are there? There are 3 types of sentences. Which are those? Simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences. Then we will see these sentences in detail. I said there are 3 kinds of sentences. Now, how to find out simple sentence? How do we get that this is a simple sentence? How many subjects will be there and how many verbs will be there? In a sentence, if we have one subject and one verb, then those sentences are called as simple sentences, correct? So, simple sentences contain a single subject and a single verb. Verb can be a main verb or an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb means you know. Am, is, are, was, were. These type of verbs are called as auxiliary verbs. Main verbs means these are the main action words. So, we have to do some things. For example, see, this is a marker. If I keep this marker, I am doing an action. So, this is called as a main verb. I take. So, I am doing an action. If we do an action, that is called as a main verb. And if the verbs link other words, those verbs are called as linking verbs. This simple sentence is also called as independent clause. So now, we understood what is a simple sentence. So, we will try to find out the subject and the verb in a simple sentence. Let me give an example for this. They won a match. Yes. In this sentence, can you find a subject? Which is a subject? They is a subject. Yes. And which is a verb here? One is a verb here. So, in this sentence, we have one subject and a verb. Do we have any other subjects or verbs? No, we don't have. This is an object. So, we don't have any subjects or verbs. For that reason, this sentence is called as a simple sentence. Let me give another example for this. My doubt is whether it is a simple sentence or a complex sentence or a compound sentence. Oh, so big. This is a very small sentence and this is a very big sentence. So, is it a simple sentence or a complex sentence? Don't get confused. I said in a sentence there will be only a subject and only one verb. So, find out how many verbs are here. Do we have any more verbs here other than this? Are? No, right? We have only one verb, that is are, that is also a linking verb. So, one verb is there, one subject is there. This is a simple sentence. So, don't get confused. See here, those children, we are speaking, this is a simple sentence if I go for. Those children are the best players. So, I can just say, those children are the best players. So, you don't get confused if I say that. But here I am describing who are those children. Those children of my school. So, I am not saying just about children. I am saying about my school's children. So, those children of my school. This is the subject. Are is a verb. Are the best players. This is a compliment. So, this sentence is a simple sentence. In compound sentences, how many independent clauses will be there? Is it 1, No, because if one independent clause is there, then it is simple sentence. 2, yes it can be. 3, yes it can be. So, compound sentences can have more than 2 to 3 independent clauses. Then, independent clause means we understood subject and verb should be there in one independent clause. So, here if 2 to 3 or more independent clauses are there, each independent clause should contain one verb and one subject. I hope it is understood. Then, different independent clauses are combined together using coordinating conjunctions. So, if we have 1, 2, 3, so we have more independent clauses means how do you combine? By using coordinating conjunctions. Which are the coordinating conjunctions? For, or, and. It's a bit difficult to remember, right? So, I'll give you one keyword to remember that. That is fanboys. If you remember this, it's easy to find out compound sentences and will not get confused between compound sentences and complex sentences. Usually these two confuse us actually. So, if you remember this one, it's easy to find out the sentences. Fanboys means for, F stands for, A stands for and, N nor, B but, O or, Y at, yes so. So each letter signifies a word here. Okay, so F means for, like that it signifies different words. So if you remember this fanboys, you can easily find out compound sentences. Shall we take some examples for compound sentences? First example. The moon was bright. So this is one sentence. The moon was bright. And we could see our way. This is another sentence. So this is one independent clause. This is the another independent clause. So these two independent clauses are combined by using which word? And then here night came on. This is one sentence. And used to combine this independent clause with this one. Rain fell heavily. So this is another sentence. And in the first sentence, I have given two independent clauses combined by one coordinating conjunction. In the second sentence, I have given three independent clauses combined together by using two coordinating conjunctions. So, third sentence is we could see our way. So, this sentence is combined by using and. Compound sentences can be of two independent clauses or can be of three independent clauses. I hope you understood. Let's take complex sentences now. In complex sentences, how many independent clauses will be there? One independent clause and the other one is dependent clause. Dependent clause means what? In independent clause, we'll have a subject and a verb. In dependent clause also, we'll have subject and verb, but it will be attached with the subordinating conjunction. What is a subordinating conjunction? This conjunction helps to combine these two sentences and this independent clause stands on its own. But when you use subject and verb with this subordinating conjunction, it doesn't stand on its own. It expects something else to be completed. So, this clause depends on the main clause. This is called as a main clause or principal clause or independent clause. So, this depends on this clause. Now, which are the subordinating conjunctions? What, where, when, why, how, which, wherever, whenever, unless, that, if, even though, although, before, as, etc. So, as I said, simple sentence is very easy to find out. That is by using one subject and one verb. Compound sentences are easy to find out if you remember the keyword fanboys. And if you have to find out complex sentences, you should know which are the subordinating conjunctions. So you should remember these words to find out the complex sentences. Complex sentences. First sentence, if I go there, I meet my friend. I said use some of the subordinating conjunctions. Find out a subordinating conjunction in this sentence. That is if, correct? So just see this sentence. If I go there. If I go there, what? So it's not a complete sentence. It's expecting something more. So this is a dependent clause. If I go there, what? I'll meet my friend. So since it is depending on this sentence, we can call this as dependent clause. And I'll meet my friend. See, this can stand on its own. I'll meet my friend. It's a complete sentence. So this can be an independent clause. This can be an independent clause. Now, she was tired. She was tired. Is it a complete sentence? She was tired. Yes. So this is an independent clause. And then that she could not stand. That she could not stand. So this is a dependent clause. So do you remember the subordinating conjunction? That is an example of subordinating conjunction. So she could not stand is dependent clause because it is with that. Observe these two sentences. In the first sentence, I have written independent clause at the beginning, independent clause after the dependent clause. And in the second sentence, I have written independent clause first and dependent clause the next. So we can interchange these two, no problem. When we write the dependent clause at the beginning, we have to put a comma. When we write the dependent clause afterwards, no need of that comma. It's not necessary. Then, third one. Raj will not pay unless he is compelled. Can you find out subordinating conjunction? Unless. Yes, so unless he is compelled, Raj will not pay. Raj will not pay is a independent clause. Unless he is compelled is a dependent clause. In my previous class, I had given you some sentences to find out whether it is a simple, compound or complex. Check your answers now. First one. He said that he was innocent. That. He said that he was innocent. So, this is a complex sentence. The duration of my stay is doubtful. One word. Subject. So, this is a simple sentence. He ordered the police that they should imprison the writers. He ordered the police that they should imprison the writers. So this is a complex. Next one. I called him, but I gave him no answer. But. So this is a compound sentence. Next one. Work at least 6 hours a day. Work at least. So here it is understood that you is a subject. Work at least 6 hours a day, or you cannot make sure of success. Or. So this is a compound sentence. Sixth example. Sweet are the uses of adversity. I think how easily you can find out. So this is a simple sentence. Then, I shot an arrow in the air. This is, a simple sentence. He remarked how prudent the boy was. So this is a complex sentence. I do not know when I shall return. I do not know when I shall return. So, complex sentence. Then the men endured all the orders of the campaign and not one of them complained at all. So this is a compound sentence.